Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. So I've just been having a really lazy day today, but I've just been in my thoughts and I've been thinking a lot about what we normally do in the month of January and try and have a no spend January. And I've actually decided to turn that on its head, and I'm not doing a no spend January this year. I'm actually going to be spending more in January than I spend in any other month. And there's a method in my madness. There's a reason I'm doing that. It actually would work out too expensive for me to have a no spend January. And here's why. I've been looking at some of the staples we use in the household. So the first thing on my list today is butter. Now, as a family, we use 3 blocks every 2 weeks, which is 6 blocks of 225 grams of salted butter every month, 6 blocks a month. Now, I currently buy it in what we call a cheap shop, Farm Foods, and I get 3 blocks for £5, so £10 for 6. And I've looked and looked on the internet for where I can buy butter in bulk much cheaper. I didn't care if I had to butter, cut it and process it and bag it up and freeze it myself by cutting it. I just wanted the best deal on salted butter, and everywhere I looked it was more costly than where I'm currently buying it. Now, we all know how groceries, bills, everything slowly but surely is escalating, and sometimes it's not so slow, sometimes it's quite rapid and the increases are quite a lot. So I've been looking at this £10 for 6 blocks of butter and I've been mulling it round in my brain. So I took pen to paper and I've been doing the math. So in order for me to have enough butter for our family, for the 3 of us, for a whole 12 months, I would need 72 blocks of butter. So I've done the math, and at Farm Foods, excuse me, for me to buy 72 blocks of butter would cost me £120. I've also looked at places like Asda and Tesco. So the breakdown on £5 for 3 blocks of butter at Farm Foods equals £1.66 per block. Currently, today's prices, it's £1.99 a block at Asda, at Tesco, and at other shops. The generic flat price seems to be £1.99 for a basic salted butter. There are more expensive ones. So already I'm saving 33 pence per block, which over 73 blocks is a lot of money. So if I was to buy 120 blocks at Asda or Tesco, right now it would cost me £143. As I've already said, it's £120 to buy the 72 blocks at Farm Foods. So I'm already saving £23 for a year's supply of butter. Now, just say, for instance, there was a 20 pence rise per block of butter throughout this year. I personally believe there'll be 20 pence rise at least in the next few months, and I think across the year it could be as much as £1. But let's just look at 20 pence. So if there's a 20 pence increase on my Farm Foods butter, for instance, I would pay £14 extra for the 72 blocks, which would make it £134 for a year's supply of butter. Now, if I add that on to Asda, and Tesco, £143 add £14, takes it to £157 compared to my 132, which still gives me a saving of £37.68. So yes, to spend out £120 now for a 12-month supply of butter on 20p increase, it's only going to save me £37.68. But that's nearly a third already of my outlay for the month, so I'm saving a third of the cost. Should I go up any further, I'm saving a whole lot of money. But with me buying it at Farm Foods, they actually have vouchers. So I researched, they used to come through the door. We used to get a little brochure, and if you spent so much, you got £5 off. You spent so much, you got this amount off. And they don't seem to come through the door anymore. So I looked online and I applied for them, and they sent me them straight away. So if I spend £60, I get a £5 rebate. I get £5 knocked off. So I thought to myself, okay, if I'm spending £120, I can either spend £60 and ask Carol to spend the other £60 for me and get the two £5 off, or I can ask them, can I do two separate shops? So I can get £10 knocked off that £120. If you're still with me, means I'll get 72 blocks of butter for £110. Well, that takes the price of my butter down another 13 pence per block. So instead of it being £1.66 a block, I'm actually only paying £1.53 a block. So it takes that price right down. And because I'm buying it in the quantity, it's an awful lot of money. So if I add £10 to my savings again, it's given me a £47.68 saving. So it's well over, it's creeping up gradually to half the amount of savings. So it pays for me now to spend more money. There's another item I'm looking at, and it's washing up liquid. We all need it. We all need to wash the dishes. Now, I already buy my washing up liquid in 5-litre bottles. And conveniently enough, again, it's the farm food shop that I buy it at, because that's the best price. So I tend to be able to get it for approximately £4.99. So let's call it £5 for 5 litres. Sometimes it's £3.99, sometimes it's £4.99, depending on which bargain you can get it at. So let's round it off and call it £5. So if I buy 20 litres, if I buy 4 bottles of 5 litres of washing up liquid for £20, that's a whole year's supply of my washing up liquid. Bearing in mind, it will go up throughout the year. So I'm going to make a saving on it. It's much dearer in other shops, other brands, and you can pay up to £9, £10, £15 for 5 litres. So with me being able to, and I already use it, so I know it's something I'm happy with, just like the butter. I already use it, so I know it's a flavour. I know it's something we're already happy with using. So if I buy 5 litres of washing up liquid for £20, it's not coming out the monthly money for the rest of the year, and I'm not having to pay the increase that will occur over the year. So it's a save situation. I've looked at bin bags also. So I've now ordered myself 6 times 50 bin bags from Temu, heavy duty bin bags, for 600 bags, which again will be enough for me to last a 12-month period for me and my family. And that's cost me £20 just under. So we've got 120 for the butter. We've got £20 for the washing up liquid. And we've got £20 for the bin bags. So for £160, I've covered 3 items that would normally take chunks of money out the monthly budget. I've also escaped the cost increase across the year, and I will have saved myself, let's call it £60–70 across the year. Butter, washing up liquid and bin bags alone. So to me, to do a no spend in January would cost me too much, because by February the prices may already be increased. So I'm off out with my friend Carol tomorrow. We're doing a visit to Farm Foods, and I'm buying the butter and the washing up liquid. I've made my order on Temu. I've ordered the bin bags, and I'm happy to outlay that money to save myself across the next 12 months and have them there in stock. I'm looking at coffee mate next. I don't like the taste of milk in my normal coffee. I don't mind it in the percolated coffee, but in my normal day-to-day coffee, I really don't like fresh milk in it. So I'm looking at bulk buying coffee mate. I'm only at the first stages of my research with that one, and I'm coming across bags on eBay for 2.5 kilos for approximately £23. I'm going to carry on researching that. I'm going to see if I can trim that price a little bit more. But slowly but surely, within this month, within the month of January, I'm going to be looking at stockpiling a year's supply of crucial things that come out of the monthly budget. Not luxuries, actual basics that we use all day, every day. And they're the things I'm prepping at the moment. And that's the reason I'm not having a no spend January this month. And I'm quite happy about it. It's costly, but it's cost effective. Let me know what you'd look at next. Let's share this experience together. I do sugar. I buy 3 massive bags of sugar at a time. I buy salt in kilo tubs, and I have that last a long, long time. I do different things. If I can buy a sack of potatoes at a time, but they won't keep unless I can them. Let's look at what we're using every day, and let's be as much as we can cost effective and beat these pay increases, beat these these price rises. I'm looking forward to it. This is a little challenge Mr. Wallflowers and I have been working together today. We've been doing the math. We've been thinking, where can we store it? How can we store it? What can we do? And it's a challenge I'm looking forward to, and it can only grow. Once I've purchased the butter, I'll show you it, and I'll show it's 72 blocks. It might sound an awful lot, but I don't think it's going to take that much space. I might be wrong. Let's see. 4 5-litre bottles of washing liquid can easily be stored, and 6 rolls of bin bags can easily be stored, and we're covered. Let's look deeper into this and work together. What would you stock for 12 months? That's non-perishable. Thanks for joining me today. Please take care. Remember you're loved, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.